Of course it didn't record on the third time. Why am I not surprised? It's Mercury retrograde. I'm just going to go check and see. Okay, it appears we're recording, but it was so beautifully and concisely put in that last one. Hopefully I can do it justice again, but I'm reminded today that even though we want to be in a 5D reality, we're still kind of living in a 3D reality at times. Some of us are anyway, who are doing the bridge work and are bridging, like myself, the neurodynamic brains over to what their true purpose and their true calling is. And even though I've done a lot of shadow work, that shadow work has allowed me to not require treatment of any kind for my neurodynamic brain, because I know where my fuel sources are. I have a lot of grace for myself when needed. I've slowed my life down a lot, but there's certain days like today where I've decided to go ahead and take my dopamine source, my Concerta. And I'm not, I'd rather not take pharmaceuticals being on the spiritual awakening journey. And a lot of you who are on that journey will know, but I want to make this kind of proposal, I guess, that we have to consider that we still live in a world that makes it very difficult to get the dopamine sources, to even learn about them, to be able to have the support and the knowledge from the system to know what exactly this brain needs. It's still, medicine's still in a very 3D mentality about this being a disability. And we know that words matter. We know that words are the direction you go in life. And if you're told you have a disability, you will live that reality. So I don't live that reality. I know exactly what my brain's here for, why it is. And if you've been following me for a while, you can see that I've made the connections and a lot of the idiosyncrasies that we have and what they're for in the 5D and how they are absolutely crucial to connecting to Source. So we live in a world where treatment is condemned. People are afraid to treat their neurodiversity. And maybe for a short time, we need to allow this to be okay so that we can grasp the insight and awareness that's needed to do the shadow work. Because isn't that funny? We need insight and awareness to do shadow work, to become fully confident in the brain that we have. Yet, insight and awareness is an executive function that we don't have access to naturally and regularly anymore. We did back when dopamine sources were natural and free-flowing. And that's a whole other long story about where all that went. If you want to know, let me know in the comments. I'll make a video about where the dopamine sources were and why we don't have them anymore. But consider it, if you need it temporarily, that is okay. If you're nervous to take it, that is normal. Dopamine's needed to reduce anxiety. And you've had the whole world telling you it's this horrible demonic thing. It's not. Like, I took my Concerta this morning because I needed to get stuff done. I've been working really hard in my spiritual activities and not so hard on my housework activities. And my family's coming to visit, so I'm like, I need to get shit done. So I took it, and powerful. But the motivation power, the energy, the insight, the staying on track, all the things that would be lovely to have on a daily basis, but I don't really need it because I've slowed my life down so much that I live truly in presence. But when I have to shift into 3D for a bit, like even my relationships, like I'm able to be more fun and happy and joyful with everybody, including my kids, when I have enough dopamine. I feel, even though I feel pretty damn good about myself already, my confidence level just goes through the roof. I feel like I could do anything, take on the world. Like, seriously, we need dopamine. The brain needs dopamine. So, of course, there's lots of natural places to get it, but don't be afraid of using it as a temporary bridge to accessing your abilities to connect to source, because you need to raise the frequency up, do the shadow work to get to a certain level where you can actually start to connect, so that your spirit guides can come down to meet you halfway for the discussions. And you're probably wondering how these things happen. How does this work? We can always get into that too, but one thing at a time. See, my brain wants to go all over the place, but bottom line is, do what you need to get well and then move away from it. That's what I did. And there's so many natural sources that we can access, which I also access, but sometimes when I've procrastinated long enough, I'm reminded on these days when I take my Concerta just how unbelievably powerful having this fuel source is. But this isn't going to be a message for everyone, obviously. There's some people out there who are hell-bent that this is just the worst thing on the planet. That's fine. This message isn't for them. The ones who know. Take care.